All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get started. If you are excited, go ahead and drop me some fire in the chat. I don't know what that is. Okay, I don't know what that is. Okay, so I guess whatever that is excited too. Go ahead, drop me some fire in the chat. Jericha, thank you so much for popping on here. I see you all the time in the chat helping people. I see you getting shouted out in the VIP page. So thank you for clearing your morning to pour into us. If you want to go ahead and unmute yourself, and I'll mute myself so y'all don't hear this thing going on.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be on. For those of you that have your camera on, thank you so much for being here with me and just present with all of us. I really feed off of your guys' energy. If you can turn on your camera, I don't care if you're busy. I don't care if you're in the car. I don't care if you're making lunch, whatever it is, turn on your cameras. As long as you are not like showering or in a towel, it's good. Just turn them on. Okay. Look, I'm a hot mess mom too. I am a busy woman and a busy wife, and I have a house full of screaming children and meowing cats. So I get it. Shh. You have to be quiet. Dad, can you just try and make her quiet?
Yeah, I'm just finishing my coffee.
Thank you. Okay, so hello, my name is Jericha. Thank you so much for the introduction. I am so blessed that I was asked to be on here with you guys because my story, I've been in the business for 4.5 years now. And sometimes when we have been here, drop a 1 in the chat if you've been here over a year. I would love to know who our OGs are. If you're newer, that's okay too. You're welcome. But I've been here for a while, and I feel like sometimes we forget why we started this business. So I love getting on and being able to share my story with you guys. So I've been here for quite a while, 4.5 years now. And when I first got started with this business, I started this because at the time I was renting a room as a single mama. I had a toddler at the time, she was 2, and I had a newborn baby who was 5 weeks old, 2 girls. I was pushed out into the world as a single mom, basically overnight due to domestic violence, and it turned our life upside down. I had nowhere to go. My parents were very unstable, so they didn't really have a home to open up to me at the time, and I had to rely on friends and couch surfing. So I actually was able to, my husband's making his coffee, you guys, and then he's gonna grab this yelling little baby, and then we should be good. I know it's super distracting for me. So hopefully you guys are hanging in there with me. But I was pushed into being a single mom overnight, and I found myself renting a room with my kids because that's all I could afford. The only job I could find where I could have my kids with me was being a nanny. And then when I had my baby, that job went away. They weren't like, oh, okay, here's your maternity pay. Like, here, you can come back whenever you're ready. They're like, no, you're a nanny. Like, I need to find my next nanny. Good luck in life. So after I had my second daughter, really quickly, I had to find a job, and we were on food stamps. We were on welfare. We were on cash aid. I was on Section 8 housing lists, like the worst of the worst. I had like the free Obama phone or whatever that was, you know, where I had to go to a booth and get a free phone. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that, but it was rough. And every night I found myself crying myself to sleep, just praying, God, please show me more. Like, I don't know what it is, but I know that I was not put in this position to be a single mom to these perfect little girls and just to struggle forever. Like, I was not meant to work 60-hour work weeks and like barely see my kids, struggle to pay childcare because childcare is expensive. Drop a 2 in the chat if you can relate to childcare just being astronomical, right? So how was I going to do all of this on one income from a little tiny room? My car, you guys, I could go on and on. My car was a junky 2000 Ford Taurus that looked like it went through the war. It was horrible. It overheated on me on the way to church on Sunday. Like, how could I even get to a job? So anyways, I had been following this opportunity for a really long time. I was that silent lurker. I was that one watching in the distance, watching my now enroller, but I was watching her quietly. I'm like, I'm not going to comment on her posts. I'm not going to reach out. I'm not going to do any of that because I'm not trying to have her like come and scam me, right? Like, I'm just going to watch. She makes an income from social media. Doubt it. But I kind of watched as that like silent hater, if I'm being honest with you guys. Like, I wish that I had the things she was posting about. She was able to pay her bills. Like, her phone bill was paid from this. She was able to save up to buy a house, which paid her mortgage, all from this income. She had a reliable car for her family, and she was also a mom of 2. She was able to bring her fiance home, all these different things. And I was like, okay, girl. But I watched for a really long time. And when I found myself crying out and praying for God to just show me a way, when I would open my phone and see this opportunity, I couldn't deny that anymore. I'm like, okay, what if I should just reach out? So I was the one that reached out. I would love to know, drop a me in the chat if you are someone who reached out to your enroller. I know that we're kind of rare. I know that lots of us like to reach out to our people and get our people going. I was someone that reached out and I was like, hey, been watching you for a year and a half. What is this that you do? She gave me the whole spiel that we always get, right? And she was like, but it costs to start. I was like, well, that's great because I have literally 12 cents to my name for the next 3 weeks. And I don't even know how I'm going to buy diapers, let alone this business. How am I going to start this business? But I saw the vision. And like I said, you guys, I couldn't deny God anymore. He was trying to say, here, Jericha, here's something I'm giving you. I know it's scary. I know it's unknown, but this is your way. So I chose to sell my clothes literally on the Facebook marketplace. I sold all my maternity clothes, my jeans, sold my things, got cash from people meeting up with me at my house because I couldn't go anywhere. And then my car was so bad at the time, I literally had to load up my double stroller and walk across the street to Wells Fargo. And I had to put my cash in the bank. And then I bought my startup kit and it was a huge blessing that I was able to do that. But I had the mindset, like, I'm going to find a way to start this. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I'm being pulled to start this. And once I got started, I was just dunked into this amazing community. Like, look at all the support that we had. I remember feeling like, I feel like this is like a different world. Like this is like a different realm. Like I feel like I'm somewhere else. Like I'm not on earth anymore. This is somewhere really special. Like we have this private little community page, right? Our little Facebook groups. And then we have this corporate team who just loves on us. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. And then I saw my uplines, my Ambassador Diamond uplines. I mean, I got started a long time ago, so they weren't ambassadors yet, which is really, really cool to see the growth. But I saw these uplines that were able to be home with their kids and like bring home their husbands and buy cars and go to Disney and all of these really cool things. And I was like, okay, we're about the same age. Like I have kids. What is the difference between me and them? There was no difference. So when I got started, I went head first. I worked as hard as I possibly could around nursing my screaming little newborn and my toddler ripping apart the house that we didn't live in. We just rented a room. She would run through it. You guys, I kid you not. While I was my best friend at the time, while she was at work, my toddler would go and like destroy the whole house. And I would be zipping around behind her, like trying to keep their house clean because it was so stressful. And I was like, I don't want these people to come home and like, we're ripping up their house. We don't even live here. It was terrible. But I worked my business in the nooks and crannies of my day, being a busy single mom, feeling like I had no confidence. I just had a baby, so I didn't feel good in my skin anymore. I was beaten down from a broken relationship that I thought I was going to be in for the rest of my life, right? That was all taken from me very fast. So I had nothing. I was at ground zero. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go all in. I was able to promote to Ruby in my first, I started in April. I ended April as a Ruby. Okay. And I caught the vision. I was like, okay, if I can make insert income disclosure, but if I can make a few $100s from Facebook, which is literally free to use, why don't I just keep doing this and see how far I can go? The next month I went Emerald. At the time we had an Emerald bonus. So 6 weeks into the business, I promoted to Emeralds. And then my third month in the business, I was like, okay, I'm going to go all in. I just have the fire within me. I'm going to run with that. And you guys might have heard it before. Ignorance on fire. That was me. I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew that I had to post and send out messages. Like that's it. I had to hop on the Zoom calls. I had to send the messages. I had to ask the questions and I had to get really comfortable with being uncomfortable and posting, right? And that's what I did in my third month in the business. I went diamond. I grabbed a $7,500 bonus 3 months into the business. I just got chills just thinking back to it. And at that point, you guys, like when I first had my baby, that newborn little baby, I was like, okay, my next 6-month plan is hopefully that I can go get in a studio apartment of our own. Like I'm really praying for that. God, please give me a good, solid job. So maybe in 6 months, we can afford to move out of this room. When I got started with this business, I was able to promote by my own choices and my own work ethic, right? My own desire to just go after it and not let anyone stand in my way, not let the judgment, the best friend that I had at the time, when I told her and her husband, hey, I'm starting this rap thing and I'm going to make a full-time income from this. Her and her husband literally looked at me dead in the face. I kid you not, like my best friend of 10 years. And she said, you're not going to make real money with that. I hope you know that. And I was like, I don't know. I'm going to prove it to you, I guess. And by my 4th month into the business, I was signing a lease to my very own 2-bedroom apartment with my 2 baby girls. And I furnished it with that bonus pay raise, right? I was able to get such a cute couch, and I got a new TV, and my girls had their own room, and I had my own bed back to myself. Thank you, Lord. And we were living our best lives. And that was a long time ago now, but I've kept that vision alive within myself, because if this business can do that for me and my kids, why can't it take me all the way to my dream life? If I was able to compact that year goal that I originally had for myself into just a few months with It Works being the vehicle, why wouldn't I just keep doing that? And now here I am. I'm a triple diamond leader. I was able to go triple diamond in 2020, and I grabbed so many bonuses along the way. It's been absolutely unreal. But I will be honest with you. I'm just going to kind of dive into my journey on how this year I just really changed things around for me. We all know that 2020, 2021 was like a joke. It was horrible for all of us in our own ways, in many different ways. And if you're anything like me and you were here through that stage, my business took a turn for the worst. I'll just be honest with you guys. Everything in life, and I think that we can all say we're kind of on the same page with that, was complete horse crap. It was terrible. So I found myself after 2021, my business at the lowest of the lows. I just told you guys how I went so fast when I first got started. And then I went double diamond in 6 months after starting, triple diamond in 2 years. Amazing. So, the kids are locked out. Hold on, guys.
I have it.
Y'all, and if you're loving this, drop some fire, because I love it. I love the realness for sure.
And thank you so much. And I found myself really losing who I was and everything. I lost all my passion. I wasn't excited anymore. And I think that life got in the way, but also me just being really complacent got in the way of my business. So I explained to you guys that I saw really great pay from basically 3 months into the business. I've been making a full-time income ever since. In December of last year, 2021, and, over the past couple of years, I've gotten married. I found the man of my dreams. I have a new baby. I have my 3rd baby girl. She's going to be 10 months old this month. And we've moved from California to Florida to live out our dream near the beach, all because of this business. And my husband has been home with me, but I don't want that to come across as like it's been easy for me at all. I've had to choose myself, and I've had to choose my family every single month. I have to choose to go all in. So in December, after we got here to Florida, we had our baby a month after we got here. It was absolutely insane. And I found myself having this baby in December, and my check was at the lowest it had been since literally my first month in the business, you guys. I lost a couple of ranks. I dropped down. I saw a paycheck that was not even as much as my Emerald paycheck. I'm not even joking, you guys. That was month 2 in the business back in 2018. You guys really need to be quiet, okay? And I saw that check. We see our checks from the previous month, like the mid next month. So I saw my check a little after the new year, and my heart, I almost want to cry thinking about it. My heart broke. It just broke. I was like, what in the world have I let happen? Like, life is always in the way. Life is always throwing curveballs. But what have I let happen to my livelihood, my paycheck? My husband had to go get a lame job at where he had a boss telling him what to do. He's a mechanic, so he loves what he does, but he does not want to work for someone else, right? He had to go work for someone else, get told when to clock out, when to clock in. I was home alone with my 3 kids, and this was the beginning of this year. And in January, when I saw that check, as I had seen it get lower and lower and lower the previous months, right? I was like, okay, I am no longer accepting this in my life. On the counter right there. I am no longer accepting this for my life. This is not okay by me. I am so uncomfortable, and I'm not okay. I'm not okay with struggling. I'm not okay about worrying about how we're going to pay for bills, or worrying about not even paying for bills. Maybe some of you're like, I have my bills paid. Like, I have another job where my husband works, or I work a couple of jobs. Like, I don't necessarily need my bills paid, Jericha, but what about that extra fun money? We didn't have the fun money to go on vacations. We hardly even had gas to drive to the beach. And that's why we moved here. And it hit me so hard when I saw that. And I just decided to not be okay with that anymore. So I gave myself a goal. I just gave you guys the story. I was very far from my lifetime rank of triple diamond, right? Very far from that full-time income that I was very used to having for myself, very far in January. And I made the decision. We had those success bonuses just like we have now. We still have them for Q4. We had these success bonuses. I had 7 people in my chat. My team was 7 people. And I said, okay, I'm going all in. By April of this year, I'm going to make enough income so my husband can come home from his job. And I want to explain to you guys, you might be like, oh, Jericha, you're a triple diamond. Like, that's probably so simple and easy to do. Like, you already did it before. No, I was from ground zero. And I needed to make, and you guys know how expensive life is. It's gotten so much more expensive than it has been since 4 years ago when I first started. And now I'm a family of 5. I have a husband, I have a dog, I have cats, I have a house. I have all of these. We have 2 vehicles and a motorcycle. We have all these things and a boat. Exactly. We have a boat. We have all the things, right? So I had to really set myself a goal that scared me, but I had to remind myself that this goal placed on my heart from God himself, telling me to go after it. And I want you guys to remember, desire is literally the root words of God. He has placed your goal, your dream for October this month on your heart for a reason. So I set this massive goal. To be completely honest with you guys, I had to make at least $5,000 a month, like bare minimum, for my husband to come home, because mentally I could not be home alone with my 3 kids. I was going to rip my hair out. If I'm being honest with you guys, like, I could not do it. Oh, no. And we homeschool, like, all the things. I was like, no, my husband has to come home. Like, he has to leave his job where someone tells him when to clock out and when to clock in. And he's home late and he has to work overtime on Saturdays. Like, we're done. So from January to April, I went very hard. And what I mean by very hard is I did my tasks. I did my tasks that you guys know how to do. Send the messages, send the posts, get in front of your stories, go live, post on the TikToks, the task list. I did that, but instead, the thing that I changed is I stopped skipping steps. I stopped telling myself, oh, I'm working, when I was really just checking up on my Telegram chats, or really just like answering a couple messages or checking on my post to see if it went from 2 likes to 4 likes. No, I was working. I started to message people. I started to take TikTok seriously. And I'm telling you guys, I was a TikTok skeptic. TikTok, I hated TikTok. I was like, no, I post videos and I get 2 views. It's not cool. I'm not doing this anymore. And I gave up on TikTok for a really long time. And I was like, okay, well, I have to do the things. If I want to be at this level where I see like my uplines are, right, where they're able to do X, Y, and Z in their life, they're able to do all these things. I need to do the things that they're doing. Success leaves clues. So I need to do those things. So for me, I had to get real with myself and say, okay, what am I doing at the end of the day? Like at the end of the day, when I lay with myself in bed and I reflect on my day, what are those things that I typically would skip and then like beat myself up over? Maybe it's getting active and getting physical, like going outside and working out. That was something I slacked on for a long time. And now I'm building that back up, right? Maybe it's your self-development. You're like, I don't have time for self-development. I don't have time. But now here I am laying in bed. I'm beating myself up because I didn't make time for my journaling and self-development. Maybe it's sending out messages. Maybe you're like, Jericha, I just really get really nervous, like asking for host posts because a lot of people leave me on red or like they tell me no and it's just too much. We don't care. If they don't want to pay, if they don't want to help and support us, we don't care. They're not going to pay our bills. Okay. We literally do not care. Do not give them your energy. Send out the messages, post the TikToks. You're like, Jericha, I'm so uncomfortable getting on TikToks. So am I. I still am. Every single TikTok I record, I'm like, that's cringy, but I'm going to post it anyways. I don't care. Okay. I don't care. I'm getting comfortable being uncomfortable with these different things because I know it leads to growth. And I know it's what our ambassador diamond uplines do, or our triple diamond uplines do, right? That's what they do. So I need to do that and I need to be there. So basically, I gave myself a goal. If you don't have a goal for yourself, and I know that someone on here has probably, it's only the 5th of the month, and I know that someone on here has probably counted themselves out for the month. You don't have to call yourself out in the chat. I just know that there's someone on here that needs me to say this. Stop counting yourself out. I have seen it so many times, and I have done it over and over and over again. I went diamond in 90 days. I promoted my husband to diamond in 90 days. I promoted my mom's account to diamond in 90 days. I've done it so many times. I went from broke as a joke, like worst paycheck almost ever in my business in January, to bringing my husband home in April. But you know, along the way, I had so many moments, like countless moments of feeling like, how is this going to happen? Is this really going to happen? I'm so far. I can't do this. Wait, I can't do this again. I've already done this before. Am I going to fail again? Am I going to fall on my face? I can't post this TikTok. It's probably going to get no views. Or I'm not going to do any content today because it doesn't get me anywhere. I had those moments too. But what I did is I had the mindset to persevere, because I know that those thoughts are not from God himself. God is not looking at us telling you, sit down, don't go live. Don't share your story today, Lucy. Don't share your story today, Courtney. Vanessa, no, don't post that. Don't send the messages, Gina. No, no, no. That is not God. God is not telling you that you're not worthy. God is not telling you that your content isn't good. He's not telling you to not share your story and be vulnerable. That's the enemy coming in and trying to deter you from your desire from God, right? So I would encourage you guys, and if anybody has any questions for me on anything, I would love for you to drop it. But to be honest, I feel like sometimes we get on these interviews or these cool fire Zooms and we're looking for like this secret, right? We're like, okay, Jericha's going to give me like that sweet little secret that no one else has given me. Like, I need to hear it. Like, what does Jericha have that I don't have? Nothing. We all can do it. And something that I am very much working on now, and I feel like I can see so much peace coming to me very quickly. I've accepted being me on social media. I am so done trying to feel like I have to be someone else, or I have to do my hair to post a TikTok, or I have to be in fancy glittery clothes, or I have to wear all this makeup. I am so done feeling that way. I am going to show up as myself, because that's going to attract who? Who is that going to attract? If you show up as you, who's that going to attract? People just like you, your best friends, people that you love, and you're like, dang, I get along with you. If you're showing up as someone else, you're going to find yourself enrolling these team, or even customers, you're going to find yourself enrolling these people I like, you don't even like. You're like, we have nothing in common. Like, we can't relate. We're not even on the same level at all. Like, you're so different from me. Like, we don't even vibe. And that's what you're going to attract. So show up as you. I know someone needs to hear it. Show up as you today. You don't need to get fancy. You don't need to pretend that you're someone you're not. Show the realness of your life, and you're going to attract those people. And I want you to remember, if you are not sharing your story, how vulnerable I just was with you guys for this call, how you could just feel that in one way or another. It kind of related you in some kind of way. You either knew a single mom, you were a single mom, you had a single mom. You either knew someone that suffered from no confidence. Maybe you suffered from no confidence. Maybe your sister or your friends have suffered from that. I've taken you guys on this journey of realness and vulnerability. So what has that done? We're friends now, right? We relate. Like, we're on this, like, we're besties now. Okay. We're all best friends. We're leaving this call. We're all best friends. And that has happened because I've shared my story and I've shared my realness. So you are doing a disservice by not sharing your story to your viewers, to your followers, to your friends on social media. You're doing a disservice. And I will also just tell you guys, I have met some of the most supportive people in this industry, not even just in our business, but on social media as a whole. I promise you, if you go share that vulnerable reason why you started this business, and you help other people understand why you needed this extra $300, $500, maybe you're going after diamond and you need $2,000 a month. If you share why you need that income, someone is going to relate to you. They're going to have tears in their eyes reading your story saying, wow, that relates to me. So that's just like me. That's insane. I can't believe Tammy's going through the same thing. I can't believe Corey's going through the same thing. I can't believe Danelle is going through the same thing. I really need to watch this girl, and I need to see, because she's talking about how she's going to change her life this month. And that's so far out of reach for me, but I have this little bit of hope. And I know that I came across her Instagram or her Facebook for a reason, or her TikTok for a reason. So I'm going to follow her. And you're going to keep sharing your story. You're going to keep sharing those little victories. And that one person who was just like me, watching from the sidelines for a year and a half of all the victories, they're going to keep watching. I'm going to keep watching. I'm going to keep watching. And then finally one day, you're either going to stumble upon me and ask me for a host post, and I'm going to be like, yeah, by the way, I'm curious about the business. Or I'm going to reach out to you. I'm going to say, I've been following your journey this whole month of October. And now here you are. You said that you wanted to earn 3 weekly bonuses, like whatever that even is. But now you're posting on Halloween, the 31st, that you did that this month. Like, I'm curious and I need to know because you shared your story and I really connected to that. And I'm in that same position and I don't want to be here anymore. So you're giving me hope and you're casting vision upon my life. So I want to be a part of that. And we're super similar. We're hot mess moms, right? Because you're posting as yourself. You're being yourself. So I'm like, I relate to this girl. I'm going to reach out. And that's what it's all about. So be okay with being you and know that the desires placed on your heart are from God himself. And no one can take that from you except for yourself. So get real with yourself. Stop saying no to the things you know you need to do to succeed in your business and just do it. Just do it. You'll never regret the hard work you put in this business. I promise you, you guys, you will never regret it. You will never look back at the end of October and be like, oh, dang, I just got, 3 4-in-1s this month. And I'm so upset that I had to message people for host to post. I'm so upset that I had to post to TikTok. You will never feel that way. You will always look back and be so proud. So that's all I have for you guys. Just go after it. Unless you guys have any questions, or Lucy, you want to ask me anything. I feel like sometimes we want to get into the specifics of, oh, I do host posts. I do all the things. You guys, I reach out to people that follow me or interact on my stories. I get host posts up every single day. And I have a really great potential distributor host post. Lucy, I don't know if you need it. I can send it to you so you can send it to your team. I do potential distributor host posts. I posted TikToks. I posted reels. I posted my stories. I reach out. I send the messages that we all get. So like, I can't get on here and share some secret with my to-do list or my task list. It's the same ones that you guys have. You just pick and choose. I'm not picking and choosing anymore. I'm doing all of them. And if I mess up, I'm giving myself grace and I'm forgiving myself and I'm moving on. Okay. We're no longer beating ourselves up. That's a whole nother like Zoom that maybe we can cover another time.
I love that so much. Like, seriously, like, drop some fire in here because I feel like this Zoom, I already knew it was going to be like the bomb. If you're on my team, I'm like, get on. This girl has done 5 success bonuses. Get on. But seriously, it was so good. I think that you said everything that everyone needed to hear. And something that I love that stuck out to me is, she didn't have the money to start. She was not liking and commenting on posts, y'all. She was watching, but she wasn't doing the things. And I think that so often in this business, even myself, we get so caught up on posting about the products to try to make these sales. But man, when you go back and you tell your story, and something that I've been doing, if you look at my page, I've been every day or every other day telling some part of my story. When you do this, people are going to come to you. I literally had 3 messages this morning from people that are like, okay, I've been watching you. I see your post. I know you did this, this, and this. How do I get started? Because I'm curious, right? And so if you're not even posting about the opportunity and telling who you are and being real about that, you're like, those people aren't even going to come to you at all. They're not even going to think that you're relatable. They're not going to come to you. So make sure you're telling your story. I don't care if you've been in 24 hours or 7 years like me. It doesn't matter. Tell your story. And if you need help, get with your upline, get with your diamond and above, whoever, and we can write a story. Or you can even look at my page. You can look at Jericha's page. You can look at some of these ways that we've told our story, and you can change it to your story as well too. But then also remember, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. And if someone is ready to get started, they're going to sell their clothes to get started. They're going to find a way to get started. Us as the people, we have to tell them different ways to get started. Don't just tell them the pricing of the kit and then say, oh, they don't have the 149. Because what if that's a Jericha? What if that's a Lucy? What if that's some of these people on the team that have taken off and they didn't have that money to get started, but now they're started because they sold something and now they're taking off and now they're a diamond. You're going to be upset if you don't go that extra step and tell them the different ways to get started. So, do y'all have any questions? Like I said, she did so good. And if there is someone on here that can take a photo for us, I would love that. I'm going to stop this recording.